Oh, great Kaler, oh, great Kaler, teach me your ways. Alright, so this one's going to be really different. You know, I normally pride myself on putting out a lot of high vibe, a lot of positive stuff, and this one's going to be neither. And you know what? Sometimes that's totally fine, because quite frankly, at this point, I'm fed up with something that I think really deeply matters, that we should all really care about, and I'm not going to stay silent. But I vowed and I made a commitment to advocate and to fight for mental health. I really care about people, you know? I care about mental health, you know? Unless you're fat, or a dude, or ugly, or can't afford my gym. And I don't think I'd be much of an advocate right now if I didn't at least speak up and at least try and start a conversation. All right, you started the conversation. You started it by having a 10-minute video where you don't say a thing. We are still choosing to deal with this in the exact same way that so evidently does not work sustainably. I agree with that. We need strict proper lockdowns like China, Australia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, Vietnam, New Zealand, just to name a few. And we need to up the testing, rapid testing, all the time testing. Yeah, no shit what we're doing is not working because we don't have lockdowns. I haven't heard one government or health official talk anything still to this day remotely about health. I haven't watched one health official talk about health. If you haven't heard any health official talk about health, then you haven't been paying attention to any health officials. Even though it is so obvious that this is a health crisis, not a virus crisis. That is the most moronic thing I've ever heard anyone say, that this is a health crisis and not a virus crisis, as if those are two different things. And I get a lot of people who say, you know, it's so cute, Kaler. You're cute. I'll give you that. You're one good-looking fucker. So into your health and wellness and immune system. No. This isn't cute. And I know we're emotional beings, but we need to start using some logic here. The irony of him saying we need to use some logic here while going on an emotional, angry that he lost money rant is fucking amazing. I want you to listen to this. The CDC came out with months ago the stats. 94% of the people who've died of COVID have just under 3.8 precisely, other health conditions. Here's the thing about that stat. 95% of people on the planet have at least one underlying condition, and 1/3 of everyone on the planet have 5 health ailments. All we can hear is it's a race between the variants and the vaccines. 4 other health conditions, many of which, let's be really honest here, can be highly improved or even reversed through health and lifestyle factors. All you need to do to get over mental health issues is sleep, eat vegetables, stop jacking off. Then you won't be mentally ill anymore. Or other causes of death, meaning they're dying from other things as well too. Now you're going to tell me this isn't a health crisis? Yes, it's a health crisis. It's a virus that affects your health, and then you die from it. I blame the people in power, the government and the health officials who we look to for guidance on how to get us out of this fucking mess. I agree with that. It's our leadership's fault, not taking it seriously, trying to balance the economy with public safety. Fuck the economy. The economy is not real. Who are choosing blatantly to completely deny the actual sustainable solutions here. I'm excited to hear your fucking actual sustainable solutions here. Because if you've got this all figured out, and that doesn't include lockdowns and vaccines, and it's not just exercising and sleeping well and eating your vegetables, I'm stoked to hear it. But I bet you're going to say one of those things. All we can hear is it's a race between the variants and the vaccines. It's like, no, did you know you can get drastically metabolically healthier in 9 days? In 9 days? You know what you need to do? The basics. Eat real food. Stop drinking so much. Lower your stress. Get some vitamin D. The basics. Lower your stress? Just lower your stress in the midst of a global pandemic? Lower your stress. Magic button. We don't even know the way the virus is mutating if the vaccines are even going to be effective in a year. What's our plan then?
That's true. We don't know that. That's why we need to lock down and get rid of the virus so it stops mutating.
9 days. And I get a lot of people who say, you know, Keeler, you're so into your health and you do all these crazy things for health and you're into your crazy diet. Well, now you know why. This is why I'm into that. This is why I train. So I don't have to live in fear when I leave my house or take up a hospital bed when I shouldn't.
He trained to get healthy because he knew there was going to be a pandemic, and being buff and only eating meat. I don't even know if that's his diet, but I guarantee he's one of those fucking idiots that are like, carnivorous diet, only eat meat and salt. I guarantee you he's one of these fucking guys.
But I get, you know, when you get into health, you end up realizing that you don't get sick. You know, it's crazy. When you take care of yourself, it's like your immune system actually has something to do with it.
Being super healthy and not isolating is super dangerous because you fight the disease real quick, don't notice you're sick, spread it to a bunch of people who aren't as fucking lucky to have 6-packs, abs, and not have drinking a Bud Light in 6 years. Not those type of people. People that had a Bud Light for breakfast that you sat next to on a bench somewhere, and then you gave it to them, and then they're dead now.
And health actually helps.
I don't get sick as easy as people who are mentally unwell or fat or alcoholic. Yeah, you can understand that it's not easy, but not everyone is fucking handsome enough to post their face on the internet and completely change their life. Turn 30 and they quit drinking and all of a sudden they're a fucking lifestyle guru. I own a gym. You should listen to everything I say. I'm a fucking health guru now. Become a therapist if you want to be a mental health advocate.
All we can talk about is wear more masks, like 1 mask, 2 masks, 3, wear 9 masks.
It's not that fucking hard to wear a mask.
You know, and let's shut down our businesses. Let's ruin people's mental health and livelihood.
People's mental health being tied to money is a bigger problem in itself.
Let's completely go into isolation. You know, we're not biologically made to isolate ourselves from social connection. It makes us sick.
No one is isolating themselves from social connection in 2021. You have a cell phone? Everyone's got a cell phone. I talked to 30 people today. You think I'm isolated? No, I just can't go and hug someone. That sucks. Just because people can't see your sexy muscles, you don't want to Zoom call them? This is my impression. Hey, it's Kaylor. Oh, hey, Mom. It doesn't make us sick. Going out in the world and sitting at a bar where you take your mask off around a dozen drunk people screaming and spitting, that might make you sick. And it might kill your grandma. It might kill your friend with asthma. It might kill you. Shit happens.
Which leads me into my next issue that I want to talk about, mental health. Talk to a psych doc or a nurse right now. They'll tell you that the healthcare systems are overwhelmed with mental health patients.
If you talk to a psych nurse or a mental health professional, the system is always overwhelmed with mental health patients. That is always the case. It's not special right now.
You know, I'm not anti-vax, I'm not anti-mask, I'm not anti-isolation, the social distancing. Those things have their place. I'm anti-stupid.
You're the stupid one.
And the approach we're taking is stupid.
Yeah, the approach we are taking is stupid, but not for the reasons you're saying.
When are we going to realize that lockdowns don't even sustainably work?
Kaylor's the type of dude that'll learn a word and then use the shit out of it. You just learn the word sustainable. Because he's dropping sustainable, like sustainable, sustainable, sustainably, sustainable, sustainable, sustainably.
You know, look at California. They've locked down probably more than anywhere on Earth.
California has not even a little bit, tiny bit close locked down more than anywhere on Earth.
And then the contrast, Florida, who doesn't even give a fuck. They laugh at you if you wear a mask, apparently. I want you to look at their deaths.
Florida has been caught multiple times blatantly lying about their COVID death numbers, and there's a lot of cover-ups going up down there. Look into it.
You know, almost 2 months ago when the governor in Texas came out and said, you know what, we're done. We're going to keep our livelihood, our economy going. We recommend that you be safe. If you're afraid, you stay in your house, but we're not going to make you. I want you to look at their numbers. They've gone down.
That's a lie.
Look at the overdose deaths. Where I come from, in the province that I frequent next door, they've gone up like crazy since the beginning of the pandemic. They're 5 times the amount of COVID deaths.
Yeah, overdoses are skyrocketing now because the world drug supplies are all fucked up and it's harder to get decent drugs. If you actually care about people who overdose, then we should decriminalize all drugs, put more funding into safe injection sites. It has nothing to do with fucking lockdowns.
Not counting suicide, mental health, alcoholism, domestic abuse, like the list goes on. We don't even have time to cover all the negative side effects that we don't talk anything about.
Not in the conservative circles. This has always been a problem. It's always been a high priority in left-leaning politics. Maybe you've never heard about it because it's never personally affected you until now. Now you care about all these things because during the lockdown, these are negative consequences along with, I lost a bunch of money in my gym. That's what you care about. Losing money in your gym. That's it.
And we should tax the fast food, tax the sugar, tax the liquor, all the things that got us into this place.
I agree with taxing all those things because we do have healthcare in this country and it's a burden on those systems.
Low-income families, that's all they can afford. And you know what? Good point. But the government could have been giving out healthy meals, real food, since the beginning of this pandemic, instead of spending on all the other bullshit that hasn't worked. And we would have saved money by now.
Now you're talking my language. The government giving out free food? Yes. Healthy food for everyone? We should have a nationalized food service. How about that, buddy? No more food for profit. Good idea.
The problem is we live in a system, and this is not a conspiracy theory. It is so evident and right in front of our face. We live in a system that rewards and incentivizes when people stay sick. The governments get more power. The pharmaceutical companies make more money.
You're anti-pharmaceuticals too? Yeah, decommodify anything that people need to live. Frickin' based.
We need to start living in a system that actually incentivizes and rewards when people get better.
That's where you're losing me, boss. We live in a system that makes people sick. 40 hours plus working. How about this? 4-day, 6-hour work weeks. Everyone will get a lot healthier. We'll have more time and energy to exercise. Comrade Kaler, we need to live in a system that doesn't drive people to alcoholism. That isn't half the reason why most people are suicidal in the first place.
Mark Sisson recently said this is the most...
Mark Sisson is a fucking moron.
But you know what? We actually live in a time where we can actually maybe have a fighting chance with social media and the internet to maybe at least start the conversation. And maybe that will sway us to actually start changing the narrative and start saying enough is enough. I'm at least going to try. So help me start the conversation. Please share this video.
Let's finish this conversation. You gotta stop making these fucking bullshit videos where you pretend to give a shit about people, because you do not give a shit about people. You run a gym for profit. That's all you care about. You're not starting anything. You're mad because your gym is losing money from lockdowns. That's it. That's why you made this video. That's the only reason you're on social media with your pretty face. Keto is for morons. Go run outside. Stop paying money to go to gyms. And get into leftist politics that actually care about people, because that's the solution to this. Ending capitalism, moving towards socialism. That's it. Seriously, that's the solution.